respiratory, one is the circulatory transportation or circulatory system. Everybody, please turn on your camera. Tejasvi, Abir, and other students. Please turn on camera. I'm just going to turn on the focus mode. Okay. So today we're going to discuss transportation in human beings. You know that in human beings, there are two types of transportory system. One is the circulatory system, and another one is the lymphatic system. The circulatory system consists of blood, heart, and blood vessels, while the lymphatic system consists of lymph nodes, and lymphatic vessels. Okay. So start doing, copy this one.
Done, sir.
Done. Wait on.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Okay, now we're just going to start. This is you are very much familiar that in human beings transportation is okay. So we're just discussing here. Okay, in human beings, circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, and blood. Heart is a pumping organ that you know very well. Okay, and blood vessels are of three types. These are the these are the pipe or the tubules. Like they are the three types: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Okay, and blood we're going to start here. सबसे important thing that being asked in the question, that is the double circulatory system. Okay, the question that comes in examination is from the double circulatory system. Okay, so let's discuss that one first because we are just revising this chapter. Okay, so what is double circulatory system? Is you know very well that heart has 4 chambers. Heart has 4 chambers. Human heart has 4 chambers. Okay, and like you see here, one is the this region here. This is called the right atrium. This is the left atrium. The upper portion is called atrium or auricle. Atrium or auricle. You can also call it auricle. Okay. Like similarly, the lower part is called right ventricle, and this one is left ventricle. Okay. So these are the human heart is actually 4 chamber. Human heart is actually 4 chamber. This is right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Okay. You need to keep in mind that according to you, that the right side, that if you see the something like if you are seeing something that it is actually on the screen, it is on the right hand side of yours and it is on the left hand side of yours. If you see this one on the screen, you will see that this is on the right hand side, but actually we are not seeing the heart, that the heart in human beings is in front of you. No, we're not checking the heart. You are checking your heart. The part that is on the right is called your right side, and the part that is on the left, it is on left side. But when I turn over like this, now this portion will become left and this portion will become right. Okay, you got it? That's why when you turned it, so turning, you will gives you that this one will become left and this one will become right. So this is the right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Okay. So actually, why the human heart is called, why in human there is a double circulatory system concept. Why we say that there is a double circulatory system in human beings. Okay. Or other organisms also have the double circulatory system that are going to have 4-chamber heart. So let me explain you first. First, let me explain you that what is double circulatory system. Let's suppose this is human heart that is going to have 4-chamber, and this is the lungs. Okay. And this is the body. This is lungs and this is heart. Okay. So actually you see that the heart from the body, the first blood reaches to this heart. Then from heart it comes into the lungs. And then again it goes into the heart. And then from heart it reaches to the body. So in one complete cycle, first the blood is reaching the heart, then leaving the heart, then again coming the heart, then reaches to the body. So in one complete cycle, there are 2 times blood is entering into the heart. That's why it is called double circulatory system. In the single circulatory system, like in aquatic animals, like fishes. Okay. So fishes have gills. Okay. They have the gills. Okay. And you know that these are gills present here. So first of all, from body to, you can say that if it is gills in case of fishes, from body, the blood will reaches to the heart of the fish, and then from heart it reaches to the gills, and from gills they are capable of transporting this directly into the body. Means if I say that if our lungs are capable, now this body, from body it reaches to the heart, then from heart it reaches to the lungs for being oxygenated. And if this from lungs it is directly pumped into the body, it will be considered as single circulatory system. Because one complete cycle, only one time the blood is reaching the heart. Then it is again coming back to the, but our lungs does not have such stamina that it can pump the blood directly into the body. It required large pressure. So the blood from lungs reaches to the heart again, and from heart it again comes to the body. Okay. That's why it is called double circulatory system. You understood now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now moving to the next part is, if I'm saying, Abir, you check the class that you missed for half an hour in previous class. I said to you that you need to check this one, or otherwise you need to join it at 32.
Yes, sir. I'll check in the portal. I checked in the portal.
Okay, you check it in the portal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now moving to this one, now coming to this point. Okay. Now having this point here, if I'm saying, now let me explain you what is going to happen. This is the first, you know that this is the heart, and this is the layer that is separating the left and right part of the heart, that is called septum. Okay. And now this is the 4th chamber of the heart. I'm just making it very simple to explain you that what is going to happen. This is the heart, this is the right atrium, then right ventricle, then left atrium, then left ventricle. Okay. Now this is the lungs. Okay, these are the lungs, and this is the body, whole body. Okay. So from body, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the right atrium. From all over the body, oxygenated blood reaches from body to right atrium with the help of a specialized vein called superior and inferior vena cava. Superior and inferior vena cava. Superior and inferior vena cava. What do you mean by superior and inferior vena cava?
The veins which take the deoxygenated blood from above the heart's level is known as superior vena cava.
Superior. And they are taking the blood from the lower part of the body, that is called inferior.
Inferior.
So the two veins are there. One is the superior, another one is the inferior. The blood taken by the superior vena cava is the blood that is present in the brain region or the face region. Superior, that is above the heart, and the inferior is the lower part of the body. That collect the blood, deoxygenated blood reaches to this one. Now from this right atrium, when right atrium contract, there is a valve present. That valve opens, and now the blood reaches to this right ventricle. From this right ventricle, the blood reaches to the lungs. Here is this artery. Arteries is a specialized blood vessel. Arteries are a specialized blood vessel that carry blood from body to heart. Sorry, from heart to body. From heart to body. Okay. But in general, and it is generally they carry oxygenated blood. Generally, they carries oxygenated blood. But here you see there is a deoxygenated artery is carrying from heart to body. Lungs is also a body. Okay, anything that is other than heart, that is called body. So this should be a artery because it is taking the blood from heart to body, heart to lungs. The name should be artery. But this artery carry, here the blood is still deoxygenated. The oxygen is not being added till yet. Okay, it is going into the lungs to carry the oxygen, to get the oxygen. So there is a specialized name of this blood vessel that is called pulmonary artery. They called it pulmonary artery. So all arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carry deoxygenated blood. Now when the blood get oxygenated, then it will again reaches to the heart, to the left atrium of the heart. And now you know that veins carry deoxygenated blood and from body to heart. Veins carry body to heart, and generally they carry deoxygenated blood. Generally carries deoxygenated blood. Generally they carry deoxygenated blood. Got it? So from we can simply say that from lungs, the heart, from the lungs, the heart blood is reaching to the heart. Okay, now it is moving from body to heart. Body to heart means which vein? It should be veins. But the specialized name, because veins carries deoxygenated blood. Now this is the oxygenated blood now, because oxygen is being added. So the name of this one is pulmonary vein. Pulmonary means related to lungs. Okay, so all veins carries deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. Okay, so this is going to carry deoxygenated blood, and this is going to carry oxygenated blood. Okay, now from now the oxygenated blood reaches to this one. Now this blood from this one region reaches to this one region. From here this reaches to this region, and from this region it reaches to the body. From here it reaches to the body with the help of a specialized vein. So specialized artery called aorta. Okay, so now you understood that. Again I'm going to explain you from body it reaches to the right atrium. Deoxygenated blood reaches to the right atrium. From right atrium it reaches to the right ventricle. From right ventricle it reaches to the lungs. Here with the help of pulmonary artery. Now the lungs, here the blood get oxygenated. And this oxygenated blood reaches to the heart again with the help of pulmonary vein, and from pulmonary vein it again reaches to the lung. Okay, so this is called double circulatory system. You understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let me please draw this one, and then going to discuss double circulatory system. Draw this one first, and then we're going to discuss this one. Okay, wait a minute. Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So note this now. Write a note on double circulatory system. Note this one, please. Done. Done, Abir.
No, sir.
Just a minute, sir.
They're speaking so slow.
Just a minute, sir.
Yes. क्या कह रहे हो? Done, Abir? Tejas, we done?
Just a minute, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. Now write this one. Tejasvi, you also done this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do this one. Now write it in contracts and the blood is pumped to the lungs by pulmonary artery where it get oxygenated. The oxygenated blood from lungs reaches to the left atrium. Done?
Done, sir.
Tejasvi done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now moving further. Let's study this one. Now going to discuss important topic that is blood clotting. Actually, how does blood clotting happens? Okay. So blood clotting, you know that whenever we get stuck somewhere and we got injury, then during the time the blood start coming out from the blood, okay, from the body. So here the injured cells, the cells that are being injured, okay, and the specialized platelet cells and the platelet cells, okay. These platelet cells and the injured cells secrete a special substance. Platelets and injured cells, platelets and injured cells release a special substance called thromboplastin. Because you know that blood clotting is not an easy process, because if it is suddenly happens anywhere in the part of our body, then it will result in death. Okay, it may result in clotting. If the clotting is done in anywhere in our body, it may result in the blockage of blood supply, and this will result in alternatively heart attack and other sub stuff. This will result in death. Okay, so it is not an easy process. It is not an easy process. It should be. I mean, there should be a proper mechanism for blood clotting. Okay, so whenever we got injured, the platelets, you know that platelets are responsible for clotting of blood when they are responsible for blood clotting. Okay, so injured cell protects release a special substance called thromboplastin. Thromboplastin. Okay, and this thromboplastin, there is substance present in the blood plasma that is already present, that is called prothrombin. That is called prothrombin. Prothrombin, that is inactive form. Okay, this is a substance, this is a protein, we can say. It is present in the blood. That is called prothrombin. It is in inactive form and already present in the blood. Already present. Okay. So now this prothrombin, in the presence of this thromboplastin, in the presence of this thromboplastin and vitamin K, it get converted into thrombin. It get converted into thrombin. This is an active form. Thrombin, and this is an active form. Okay. Now you know that first the thromboplastin was produced. Okay, and this thromboplastin help in the conversion of prothrombin into thrombin. And now this thrombin, there is another substance that is present in the blood plasma that is called fibrinogen. That is present. That is a type of protein that is called fibrinogen. This fibrinogen that is present, a type of protein already present in the blood, already present in the blood, okay, already present in the blood. This is already present in the blood. In the presence of this thrombin get converted into fibrin. And this fibrin is a mesh-like structure. Fibrin is mesh-like structure that make matrix around the wounds and or injury and prevent blood loss. Okay, so this is mesh-like structure. Okay, so what is this is not a single step process. There is a double key. For example, this is just like, for example, there is a gold present in somewhere in the, so this is just like that. If you need to reach the gold treasure, okay, so first of all you need a key that is not directly in this this key is present in the another locker. So first you have a key of locker, then you open this locker, And the key from this locker is going to open this. Okay. First, you have a key, normal key. Then you open a locker out from that key. And from that, inside that locker is another key. From that key, you are going to open this one. So here is similar. First of all, platelets and injured cell release thromboplastin. And this thromboplastin convert prothrombin into thrombin. The first lock is open. Thromboplastin opens, it converts prothrombin into thrombin. Now this thrombin convert fibrinogen into fibrin. These fibrins are thread-like structures of fiber that forms a matrix-like structures around the woods, and this results in blood clotting. Okay, you understood? Got it?
Yes, sir.
This is very important. Sometimes the question is being asked that why the deficiency of vitamin K and calcium results in late blood clotting, because vitamin K help in conversion of prothrombin into thrombin. Okay, so you can write this one, that write a note on blood clotting. Injured cell and the blood platelet release a substance called thromboplastin. In the presence of thromboplastin and vitamin K,
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
done. Now write this form, this one. Done.
Done, sir.
Done.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now, if a question comes that why the deficiency of vitamin K result in late blood clotting, so you can write it that the deficiency of vitamin K, vitamin K help in the conversion of faster convergence of fibrinogen into conversion of prothrombin into thrombin, which further convert fibrinogen into fibrin. Okay, so which help in blood clotting. So since vitamin K help in the faster conversion, so this question is important. So please note. I'm not written this one. So note this question, please. Note this question. Why the deficiency of vitamin K? Why the deficiency of simple light?
Sir, fibrin helps in blood clotting, right? Not
Yes.
prevent.
Not?
Prevent. You have written fibrin is mesh-like structure that prevents blood clotting.
Oh, the mesh-like structure that prevent. Oh, what I've written.
Blood loss or blood flow.
Okay, okay. That help.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now we are just going to discuss transportation in plants. You know that transportation in plants is done by various steps. Means various steps takes place that is required to convert for the transportation in plants. Okay. So first of all, you know that in plants, actually, when we give water to the plants, okay. So you know that the concentration of water in the soil will be more when we add water more to the soil as comparison to that in the root hairs. Okay. So this is the root and they have very fine appendages. Okay. That are very, very fine and that I'm drawing it. Okay. These are the fine appendages and that comes and that form the root hairs. Okay. These are the thread-like structures that are coming out from this one. And these are called the root hairs. Okay. These are the roots and they have the appendages. They are called the root hairs. Okay. So what I'm drawing here, this is the root hair in zoom. And this hole is the root. This hole is the root. Okay. So what I have drawn here is the root, this root portion and this root here. Okay. So this is the root here. So when you add water to this region, okay. So you know that when you add more water to this region, what would going to happen? You will see that more water concentration is present here in the roots. Okay. So here more water is present, but in the root here, less concentration, less water is present. So by simple diffusion, the water will be absorbed by the root here or water from soil reaches to the root here. Okay. Now what is going to happen here is this from this one. Now the root here from root here, it will start entering inside. Okay. Start entering inside the roots. So it will start entering inside the roots and reaches to the xylem tissue of roots. Xylem and phloem. These are the xylem tissue and phloem tissue of the, xylem tissue of the roots, not the phloem. Okay. So it will reaches to the xylem tissue. Got it? Now what is going to happen here is how does water from this region reaches to this region? By simple attraction for adhesive and cohesive force. There are two types of forces. One is the adhesive force that is between the water particles and the wood, water and wood. Adhesive force means two different substances, water particles and wood particles. Wood. You know that water has an attraction property. If you place a drop of water on a tissue paper, it will start spreading. So simply, so why it is spreading? Because water is being attracted by the wood particles, and moreover, you see that water particle attracts also the water particle. That is called cohesive force. Cohesive force. So due to cohesive and adhesive forces, water particles is attracting water. For example, the water reaches to this region. Now, when it reaches to this region, it will also attract to this particle to this one, and this particle will attract to this one. So, in the similar way, if one particle moves upwards, then it will attract the previous one. The previous one will attract the that previous one, and they form like a chain-like structure. So, water is simply absorbed by the root here first due to concentration difference. Now, water is reaching into the xylem tissue. That is the tracheids and vessels. So these are the two tissue of xylem that help in the dead tissue, that help in the conduction of water. Now when water reaches to this xylem tissue, here you see that when water reaches to the xylem tissue of the root, this is all root. Yes, some root. This is root. Okay. So when the water reaches to this region, what is going to happen? The xylem tissue starts swelling. Means the tracheids and the vessel will start swelling. Swelling in tissue result in building the pressure. For example, if you are having a balloon which is going to have less pressure, and when you are having a balloon with high pressure, okay, with lot of air, then it will going to exert high pressure. Now, simply we can say that due to pressure difference, or we can say that if this is a xylem tissue and this is a tracheids, if they start swelling, so what is going to happen? They will exert a pressure on the adjacent tissue. The water from this tissue will reaches to this region. And this starts swelling again. And then from this one, it reaches to the next xylem tissue. And this process remain continuous. This process is called this theory is called root pressure theory. With the help of root pressure in the smaller plants, that is not of very large heights like we have in mountain regions. So the root pressure is enough to take the water to different parts of the plant. Okay, one xylem tissue swell, then it will exert a pressure on the adjacent tissue. Then that tissue will receive the water. Then it again swell. Then it will exert a pressure on the adjacent tissue. And this process help in building the pressure, swelling in tissue, xylem tissue help in transportation of water from plant, from stem, from root to stem. Okay, stems. Okay. Now moving to the next part here is that this is sufficient. This root pressure theory is sufficient enough to reach the plant or to take the water to the plant that are not having very much height. Okay, like mango tree, the smaller plants. But you see that the plants are very tall in size, and they are how the plant reaches to them, to these roots. So you know that there are two types of plants. One is the evergreen plant, the other is the plant that shed their leaves in the autumn season. So generally those plants that are not very they are not going to have very large height. They generally shade their leaves. So their root pressure is enough. But what happens to the plants that are very tall? So in taller plants, there is another theory that is widely accepted theory that is called transpirational pull theory. Transpirational pull theory. What does this theory say? This theory say that there are the minute hole present inside the lower epidermis of the leaves. Generally the lower epidermis. That is called stomata. And from these stomata, there is a continuous loss of water is taking place. Water is coming out, and that is called transpiration. Okay. Now this is if the water is being continuously lost by the leaves. So you know that leaves, there will always a suction pressure will be created. Means there is a deficiency. The region from where the water is being coming out. So there in that region, there will be a water deficiency will be created. Let's suppose from this region water has been eliminated. So what is going to happen? You will see that there will be a water deficiency will be created. Vacuum or water deficiency. Vacuum, water deficiency will be created. And this deficiency results in building the suction pressure. For example, if you are having a juice, if you are having a glass of juice, okay, and you have a straw. Let's suppose you are having this juice and you suck it, this is into your mouth. Now, what will come in place? Because there is no juice now, because you have drink it, you haven't drank it. So now in the juice that is nearer this place, because it cannot be a vacuum place. Okay, so juice from this region will reaches to this region, and from this region will reaches to this region, and from this region will reaches to this region. Okay, so there should not be a vacuum. The place where there is no juice, the new juice will come. Okay, otherwise a vacuum will be created. So to fill the vacuum, we see that vacuum cleaner. What happens in the vacuum cleaner? The vacuum cleaners suck the air that is in the pipe. And now the pipe, if there is no air in the pipe, what is going to happen? The more air will comes in that region. So here we see that when the vacuum is being created, the new substance will going to come in that place. So similarly, when there is a water is directly coming out from these holes, so there is a water deficiency is being created, and this result in water deficiency, which create a suction pressure inside the leaf, which created a suction pressure inside the leaf. And you know that plant is not going to have only a single leaf. There are so many leaves. So this continuous loss of water from the plant, from the stem, from the leaves, result in the water deficiency in the leaves, and this water deficiency in the leaves create a suction pressure inside the leaves. And this suction pressure will demands more water in this place. So they will start demanding water in this place to fill this. this water will reaches to this region. Now this region will demand more water from this one, and this region will demands more water from the twigs. Twigs demands more water from the stems, and stem demands more water from the root. So this process help in upliftment of water in the higher plant generally. Okay, got it? So we can write it. Transportation plants occur with the help of a specialized conducting tissue called xylem. Xylem, it consists of vessels and tracheids. First, listen to me. That I'm going to explain you. Water mineral is absorbed by root hairs due to concentration difference between the root hair and the soil. Means simply the root hair is absorbing the water minerals due to concentration difference, because there is more concentration of water in the soil and less concentration of water in the root hair. So water will diffuse. Absorbed water reaches to the xylem tissue due to cohesive water force and adhesive water and plant tissue. Adhesive means there are different particles are the force between two different particles, and cohesive means the force between similar particles, means water particle. So how it is reaching from root hairs to xylem tissue of the roots? By the cohesive and adhesive force of water molecule called, and it is called capillarity. This action is called capillarity. Now when water reaches to xylem, tissue, the xylem swell. The xylem tissue swell. Means when the water reaches to the xylem tissue will swell. And when it swell, which create a pressure on adjacent tissue. Thus, water is transported to next to xylem tissue, and this is called root pressure theory. Okay. Now moving to this one. Transportation of water in higher plant is explained by a special theory called transpiration pull theory. According to this theory, water loss from the aerial part of the plant through stomata, means according to this theory, water loss from the aerial part of the plant. It means that the plant, the leaves mainly, that is in the contact with the air. So that water loss from the aerial part of the plants through stomata, that is called transpiration, result in deficiency in the leaves. This result in the deficiency of water in the leaf. Result in water deficiency in the leaves. This deficiency create a suction pressure inside the leaves. Thus, leaf demands more water from twigs. Leaves start demanding water from the twigs. Twigs start demanding water from the stem. Stem demands water from the roots. And this result in the upliftment of water to the top of the plants. Okay. So please note it down. Note it down.
Done, sir.
Done.
Done, sir.
That is one also. This is very important. This portion is important. This is very important. Even if you write this answer, transpiration of water in a high plant is explained by, that is sufficient. Okay. Even this is important. Okay. This portion is important.